Hello and welcome. Welcome to the studios of Extreme Agile Radio. And welcome to our series of podcasts that we're doing now that is titled Extreme Agile, where Scrum meets AI for 30 times faster results, as quoted by Jeff Sutherland, co-founder of Scrum. So this particular episode we're on, which is episode number 5, is why you can't wait until 2030 and what to do today. So we cover that in this particular episode. It is myself and Leora Blake, who is the moderator, who is going to be asking me a series of questions, and we'll be talking through all of that in regards to why you need to be addressing this today. So thank you for being with us in this, and we will see you in the interview.
Welcome to Extreme Agile Radio, where today we unveil the high-speed future of software development in our episode, part of the series Extreme Agile, where Scrum meets AI for 30 times faster results. Buckle your seatbelts, because you are in for the ride of your life.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Extreme Agile Radio. I'm your host, Leora Blake, and today we're diving deep into a very pressing topic: why you simply can't wait until 2030 to start integrating AI into your Agile processes. Today, we're continuing with this series with a powerful reality check and a roadmap. You've probably heard Jeff Sutherland's new challenge. You need to be at Extreme Agile before 2030, and you're not going to get there unless you start today. That's not just advice, it's a warning. Because while most organizations are still debating how AI fits into Agile, the world's biggest players, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, have already moved on. They're not testing AI in labs anymore. They're scaling it across thousands of teams. So, in this episode, we'll unpack why the window is closing, what the 2030 deadline really means, and how you can start implementing Extreme Agile today. As always, joining me is Ed Rubelak, the founder and CEO of the Ed Rubelak Corporate Agile Transformation Specialist Group and the online Agile Mastery Academy. Ed, so glad to have you back with us.
Thanks, Leora. It's great to be here again. So, on that note, I firmly believe that today's topic is certainly a crucial one. There's this sense of complacency in some organizations, like they have all the time in the world, but the reality is quite different.
Okay, let's jump right in, because this episode has a real sense of urgency. Jeff Sutherland, co-creator of Scrum, recently said, "You need to be at Extreme Agile before 2030, and you're not going to get there unless you start today." Ed, that's a strong statement. What is he warning us about?
It is strong and intentional. What Sutherland sees is a widening performance gap. Right now, companies like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google aren't experimenting with AI. They're deploying it across thousands of teams in real products, real pipelines, real customer environments. So, when he says start now, he means that the next 5 years will decide which organizations stay competitive and which fall behind.
And if a company is still practicing traditional Agile in 2025 or 2026?
They're already behind. And if they wait, the gap becomes almost impossible to close because AI accelerates exponentially, not gradually.
Let's make this real. What's the difference between a team doing classic Scrum and one doing Extreme Agile?
Great question. So, picture two companies. Company A uses traditional Scrum, a good team, solid ceremonies, decent velocity. Company B uses Extreme Agile, Scrum enhanced with AI. Here's what changes. AI helps product owners refine user stories instantly. Developers pair program with AI, generating code and tests in minutes. AI predicts blockers before they slow the team down. Documentation is produced automatically. The result? Company A ships a feature in 3 weeks. Company B ships the same feature in 3 days. Multiply that across a year, and Company B becomes almost uncatchable.
So this isn't about doing Agile better. It's about working at a completely different speed.
Exactly. It's the difference between a bicycle and a high-speed train.
Let's talk about the year 2030. Why that date?
Three big reasons, Leora. One, the learning curve is steep. AI in Scrum isn't plug and play. It requires new skills, mindset shifts, and cultural change. That takes 5 years. Two, talent expectations are changing. By 2028, top developers and Scrum Masters will want to work where AI is part of the environment. If you're still doing classic Agile, you'll lose talent. Three, customer expectations are rising. By 2030, slow delivery won't just be inconvenient, it'll be unacceptable. AI-powered competitors will set the pace.
So organizations that wait until 2029 basically miss the train.
Exactly. And Sutherland is saying 2030 isn't the goal, it's the deadline.
Let's bring this down to the people level. What does Extreme Agile mean for the roles inside a Scrum team?
Scrum Masters aren't going away, they're evolving. They'll facilitate not just human collaboration, but human AI collaboration. They'll use AI to monitor team health, spot risks early, improve flow. They become coaches for both people and the AI systems working with them.
What about product owners?
Product owners get a massive upgrade. AI handles the repetitive tasks, writing stories, refining acceptance criteria, suggesting priorities. So product owners can focus on vision, value, and stakeholders. They become strategists, not backlog clerks.
And developers?
The developers shift from writing every line of code to designing the system. They'll review AI-generated code, focus on complex logic, and innovate instead of grinding through repetitive work.
Lastly, what about the top level in the organizational structure, leaders and executives?
Leaders must champion the transition. That means investing in AI tools, supporting training, and creating a culture where experimentation is safe. Those who wait for certainty lose to those who act with vision.
Before we continue with this excellent discussion, I would like to point out to our listeners that you can enhance your Agile journey with our course, Extreme Agile Part 1, at the online Agile Mastery Academy, and discover how to embrace AI as a teammate today. You can find out more information about this course and our online Agile Mastery Academy by going to i-am-agile.com. Again, that's i-am-agile.com. Go and check out this course after our podcast. Now, let's go back to the studio and continue our discussion with our guest, Ed Rubelak.
Okay, Ed, the big question. How does a team actually start?
Good question. So here is what I would do based on my experience with other organizations. First of all, I would break it into 4 phases. Phase 1, experiment. This would cover weeks 1 to 4. I would first of all try AI in 1 or 2 areas. Areas, for example, such as backlog refinement or code generation or documentation or sprint reporting. Over this time frame, I would continually measure the impact. Then in phase 2, the team would integrate. This would cover months 2 to 6. We would turn early experiments into regular practice. And understand this takes time. Areas such as shared prompts, training sessions, AI-assisted CI, CD, and velocity tracking. Then it's off to phase 3, which is scaling. This will cover months 6 to 12. Here in this phase, we would expand to more teams. We would incorporate such AI augmentation, such as AI facilitation, sentiment analysis, dependency management, and internal success stories. Again, always measuring the results. We are now a year into the transition. So finally into phase 4, the transformation process, and this will cover year 2 and onwards. It is here where AI becomes part of how the organization operates. Velocity compounds, talent improves, and competitive advantage becomes measurable on our journey to success.
Wow, that is quite a plan. So, looking at this transformation within the organization, let's address a common fear that I am hearing from more than one source. Is traditional Agile dead?
No, not by a long shot. But with that said, no longer enough. First of all, traditional Agile solved yesterday's speed problem, but with that, we have reached a ceiling with speed. However, our organizations are moving faster, so we must inspect and adapt our Scrum process, which means AI. You see, AI has changed what fast means. Extreme Agile is the natural evolution of the Agile mindset.
So, let's bring this home. What's the takeaway?
In 5 years, every successful Scrum team will have AI as a core part of the team. The key term here is successful. There are many Scrum teams today that are not successful, all for a multitude of reasons, which we will get into in later podcasts. So, to wrap up from my end, what we did in this episode is we unpacked the urgency, impact, and practical steps behind adopting Extreme Agile before 2030. We explored why Jeff Sutherland's warning isn't theoretical. It's a direct call to action as AI accelerates the pace of software delivery across the world's leading companies. As I explained, organizations that delay AI-augmented Scrum are already falling behind, while those embracing AI today are gaining exponential advantages in speed, quality, and team effectiveness. In our conversation, I broke down how Extreme Agile reshapes key roles from Scrum Masters to product owners and developers, and offered a clear 4-phase roadmap for teams ready to begin the transition. By the end of this interview, you, the listener, can now walk away with a compelling realization. Extreme Agile isn't about replacing people, it's about elevating them, and the organizations that act now will define the future of software development. So I end by saying, you have a decision to make. You can choose to start now or spend the next decade catching up. The transformation starts with a simple decision. And that simple decision is to begin and begin now.
Thanks. And that wraps today's episode of Extreme Agile Radio. Ed, thank you for sharing such a powerful breakdown. And honestly, a wake-up call for a lot of teams.
Thanks, Leora. It's been great. I definitely look forward to our next chat. Just let me say that over the next number of episodes, Alex and Melissa will also be doing some deep dives. This will all be interspersed as we move ahead with our episodes on Extreme Agile Radio.
Thanks, Ed. Those are incredibly valuable insights. To our listeners, remember, the transformation isn't going to happen overnight, but the seeds you plant now determine the innovation you'll harvest in the future. Join us for the next episode where a very important and timely subject is discussed, and that is why software teams needed a better way to work. We'll look at the problems that traditional development struggled with and how they set the stage for Agile and now Extreme Agile. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and share it with your team. A big thank you for tuning in to this episode of Extreme Agile Radio. And again, don't forget to subscribe and share. Make sure you join us next time when we dig deeper into how software teams needed a better way to work, leading to Agile's evolution. I'm Leora Blake, reminding you to keep inspecting, keep adapting, and don't wait for 2030 to start your transformation. Begin it right now.
Thank you for tuning in to Extreme Agile, the future of software development. For more insights and to explore our Extreme Agile course, visit the Online Learning Mastery Academy at i-am-agile.com.
Okay, that ends what we wanted to talk through within this particular interview. I hope you did get something from it. Again, go over to our site. i-am-agile.com or i-am-agile.com. Go there and take a look at the courses we have, especially the Extreme Agile. We're actually moving more courses into that particular area. There will be a series of them as we delve deeper and deeper into all the different aspects. We're actually going to go through how you create your agents, go through the actual programming by way of prompts. For that, we'll go and lead you through all of that. So that'll be something that's really exciting that's coming up. So with that, thank you again for spending time with us here, and we will see you in our next podcast.